Welcome, and this is the second part of the course. We try to create the second part, the pulley that will fit into the X idler. Actually, it's a pulley holder. Same as before, we start off by clicking the new part, and then we're choosing the standard metric for the units, and we start off creating a 2D sketch. In this case, we start off with rectangle, adding dimensions and constraint, and adding some more rectangle to create a rectangle with the hollow part inside of it. Adding some constraint and finish the sketch, and we can extrude the outer part only because we want to make this part hollow to put on the actual pulley that will grab the 3D printing machine belt. We create another features by clicking the face of the previous feature we create. We extrude it, and then in this case we create more rectangle and adding some constraint, more constraint, and then adding some dimensions. Finish the sketch, and we can extrude it 35 millimeters, and we can inspect it first. We start off with new sketch. For instance, we start off from the side right now, and this we create another features, adding some constraint and dimensions, adding the equal constraint so that those two lines are equal the length, and then some vertical constraint. We add some project geometry to make sure that we can constrain it to the previous feature. Well, we haven't constrained the sides. We select the lower part, and then the upper part dimensions. We're done, and we can extrude freely because all of the sketches are constrained. We missed some points. In this case, we can return to the previous extrusion. We can return to the previous sketch to modify the sketch. to make sure that to modify the sketch, and then from the sketch we can modify the extrusion. And we're done for the rough part. Next we will add some holes to put on bolt and nuts, and then we can add fillet to smooth out the parts. And we're done with the lower part fillet, and then the upper part. We create another hole to put on the bolt. We're adding some dimensions and finish the sketch. We extrude it into the hole, and we start another 2D sketch. We create some circles, adding some dimensions. And adding some constraint to make sure that our circle is perfectly placed in the middle. And we finish the sketch, and we can start on the extrusion. We cut the hole. We cut the hole through so the bolt can move in. We will use M4 bolt later on. And we create the chamfer to make sure that our bolts are flushed, because we will use the countersunk bolt. And we create placement for the nuts. This is just the plain simple way to create the nuts, by creating a hexagon inside of circle. And we could use the constraint and then later on we can choose the equal constraint so that will equally spaced. And we're done. We create the extrusion. We cut it 2 millimeters depth. Make sure that the right sketch is extruded, and we're done with the second design. And we can save it as the IPT format and put it in our project directory.